These are some of the craziest penalties in football history, from unexpected penalty goals to goalkeepers scoring their own goals. Starting off, we have one of the absolute best saves ever. 1, 2, and 3. Or we can see unfortunate slips from world-class players like Immobile. Talk about slippery boots. Today, we look at some of football's absurd and craziest penalty moments, starting, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, keep waiting, now. Damn, that took a long time. Tim Krul is a goalkeeping genius when it comes to penalties. He noticed where Spur Gedson Fernandez would kick it and nailed it. Krul saved 2 pens to beat Spurs away and advance to the next round in the FA Cup. Clutch goalkeeper. Or you could just dance to throw off your opponents like Australia's Andrew Redmayne. This dancing technique sent his country to the World Cup. Redmayne's dancing hypnotized and confused the Peruvian players in a big World Cup qualifying match. He became an Australian hero for his dancing. He also won this penalty shootout, this time for his team Sydney FC in the Australian League. It's a unique goalkeeping technique of his since he'd used it in the past. Speaking of uniqueness, check out this penalty. He falls right before kicking the ball but then recovers, gets up, and eventually scores. Odd but effective. Here we see Hulk completely fooling the keeper courtesy of his boot. Yes, his boot. Notice how he first lets his boot fly and then kicks the ball. This is some negative 100 IQ from this defender. The ball strangely stops and looks to be out, so the defender picks it up with his hands and eventually gives a penalty away. Handball is called, but the defender's goalkeeper comes to shoot the shot and the defender's dignity. Not much? How about another penalty shot off target? This time the ball went completely wide. Horrible shot. There we go, a penalty hitting 2 targets. The player kicks it straight to the post, and it, unfortunately, hits the goalkeeper's butt and bounces into the net. Who says dogs can't pull penalty saves? This little puppy did the goalie a favor in stopping that pen with its body. Impressive! What's not impressive, though, is this penalty from Sergio Aguero. Aguero tried to Panenka one of the best keepers in the Premier League. This player also went for the Panenka style and almost pulled it off. What made it fail was that the player needed more power to kick the ball. Here, Gabriel Jesus looked focused and composed to kick the ball until he kicks it wide. And what's worse, he did it in a game against their arch-rival. Now this penalty run-up is used to confuse the keeper, but instead can result in a terrible penalty. The Palmeiras player basically gifted it to the keeper. Easy save! Harry Kane steps up and blasts England, hoping to bring it home. This time, Mbappe didn't try to hide his emotions and laughed at the striker's pen. In the 2021 Copa America, Yeremina would be viral for his dancing after scoring a penalty against Uruguay. Look at those moves! But once he attempted a penalty against Argentina, karma would hit back as he gets danced on by Emi Martinez after saving the shot and trolled by Lionel Messi. This is not how to take a penalty. This Liga MX team, Veracruz, has conceded the unluckiest goal in history. Jimenez's shot gets saved by the Veracruz keeper, and as the defender tries to clear it out, it hits another Veracruz player and turns into an own goal. That ball wanted to go in, but not this ball. Ouch! This Sunday League player is in agony because of his miss, and the ball hitting him too. Check out this very fortunate penalty. The Chivas player hits the crossbar, which is believed to be a missed pen, until it comes right back from the sky and goes in. Neymar having conversations with the keeper seems friendly at first, only until Neymar becomes cheeky and passes it to Icardi for a smart, well-thought goal. Very creative from the Brazilian who's taken notes from his old teammate Messi and Suarez. Jorginho's penalty hop can fool many keepers, and he did so here. But luck and the post were on his side along with his awkward positioning. He definitely enjoyed that save. Nothing screams confidence like this penalty right here. Man did a whole flip while scoring a fantastic penalty to beat the keeper. Better yet, top corner as well. Wendell was lucky on this day when he hit the crossbar and bounced right off the keeper's back. Mohamed Salah wasn't so lucky as he saw his pen saved and then headed the ball to the crossbar after the rebound. The ball took forever to drop to the head of Salah, and Mo couldn't score for Liverpool on this occasion. Be ready at all times was a message this keeper didn't receive. The player didn't need to run up for the penalty kick, as he caught the keeper lacking with a fast penalty taken. The keeper was in for a surprise for this pen as the player quickly turned around and backheeled his shot into the net. A very brave choice to shoot a penalty, but it worked out perfectly and was very impressive to say the least. John Terry would want to forget about this penalty kick when he slipped on his butt in the 2008 Champions League final. This slip cost Chelsea the final against rivals Manchester United, and Terry was in tears. Kevin gets humiliated after getting hit in the face by a ball after Mini Minter hits a clean Rabona shot. Ouch! This is what I call a penalty that failed successfully. The player slips, but sends the keeper the wrong way and puts the ball in the net. Paul Pogba shows us the slowest run-up possible, which at first, he misses but takes advantage of the rebound to score after the save. Here, Messi gets his penalty saved, and the ball fans back to Messi. Messi then heads it wide when the net is completely wide open with Joe Hart beat. Hart celebrates, and Messi can't believe it. The slippery pitch for Napoli against Lazio resulted in this terrible penalty by Ciro Immobile. He terribly scuffs the ball at the moment of impact and looks at the slippery pitch in disgust. Sergio Ramos, back in 2012, would sky his pen in a decisive Champions League shootout against Bayern Munich. Even he knew it was a game over for the Madristas at the time. Here's a well-taken penalty from this player that hits the post, who seems to need some assistance there. This player does the Neymar run-up and is successful. Here, Ronaldo gets clearly pulled down by the Norwich defender. No question by the ref, a penalty is called. Krul trying to play some mind games, but Ronaldo sends him the wrong way. That penalty was very accurate, unlike Krul's attempt at hitting Ronaldo. Nice cool, Krul. Here, this female player executes a great penalty, but as she runs to celebrate, she seems to have pulled something. Psych, she's all good. What could be better is this poor Panenka attempt by Lookman for Fulham. The shot had very little power, and if you watch it again, Fabianski only fell for it a little, but in the end, it was a very easy save. Check out this penalty celebration from this player. Man wants to join Gareth Bale on the golf course because he got that golfing technique on point. Here, Ronaldo fell for some mind games by the Irish player before his penalty. That distraction resulted in this great save by the Irish keeper, but a not-so-great pen from Ronaldo. Speaking not so great, this Panenka goes over the whole net. Panenka looks amazing when pulled off correctly, but this is what happens when you don't pull it off. You look pretty dumb. You can look pretty dumb at attempting it like Conor Gallagher. Gallagher basically passes it straight to the keeper in this example. Not a good look for the Chelsea midfielder. Kepa here looks pretty confident in his penalty-saving ability in this game against Man City. Aguero steps up and Kepa guesses it correctly, but the ball goes right under his arms. Very unlucky for Kepa, but for Aguero, a fortunate relief. You always must pay close attention at all times. Hits make sure the penalty spot is very slippery for the opponent. What was the result? A slip from the opponent and a save by Hits. The Augsburg player had no chance. Just like Kepa had no chance against Van Dijk's penalty. What's interesting here is that Kepa tried to lead Van Dijk to kick it to the right and stayed closer to the left, but Van Dijk didn't care and took a cold penalty that went straight through Kepa. Here, this keeper tries to do the same against Neymar. Instead, Neymar does aim for the open space but misses the net. The ball was wide and the goalie got lucky on that one. Look at this dumb way of giving away a penalty. It seems like an accidental clash between players. As the player in the white jersey goes to confront him, the Montreal defender punches the Whitecaps player and gives a penalty away where there was no ball in play at all. Camacho receives a red card for his actions, and his team concedes a goal. Back with the slippery boot segment, this time Cabano for Fulham. The same type of slip many players have slipped before. He scuffs the shot and both feet slip. This is called being at the wrong place at the wrong time. The shot is wide, but because the sub touched the ball before it was out, the sub receives a yellow card and gives a penalty away. What a silly way to give a pen! And of course, the other team scored a penalty. If you enjoyed these absurd and funny penalty moments, please like and subscribe to the channel for more football content like this one.